Oh, brothers, we ain't got guests. Because guess what? When I go over there, ain't no guest. I'm just going home. I'm just a brother coming home to a brother and a sister, you know. I ain't guest no thing. You see what I'm saying? Am I my brother keeper? Yes, I am. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Are you a brother keeper? Say, yes, I am.
Yes, we am.
Praise be his holy name. They just across the sea, just, you know, two hop and a skip across the ocean. But, you know, we have other means of getting together. We have all kinds of communications these days. We have all kinds of transportation, you know, these days. So we could get back and forth. You know, some people say, well, I don't have the money to do that. You ain't got the money. Well, you belongs to the king. He owned the cattle on 1,000 hill. He owned the potatoes in the hill. The vine that run with the potatoes, he owned it. He owned every dirt on that hill. So when people say, well, I don't have that, I say, well, you need to go back and check again. Check the master and see whether or not he will provide for you. He will provide for you if you trust him. So I want to thank Cody Alex and Sister White for, you know, they didn't just come straight from the Bahamas. They came all the way from Canada. They left to the Bahamas, went to Canada, came down here, and now they're going to North Carolina. They're making the rounds. Yeah, I'm telling you. They're making the rounds. You know, it's only rich folks that can travel like that. Poor folks can't travel like that, right? If you're poor, you ain't traveling nowhere. And Master said that in the word, he said, who will listen to a poor man? Ain't nobody listening to a poor man. You're broke and you're poor, ain't nobody listening, not even the pilot. He like, I ain't taking you no place, you ain't got no money. You gotta get a ticket. All praises of the Master, hallelujah. So thank you again, my brother, for coming and being with us, and my sister coming and you know, having the fellowship. And thank you again, Pastor Griffin, for coming out. And you know, we have a regular fellowship. My brother here is a good fisherman. Oh, he could cast a net. I tell him, I say, Peter ain't got nothing on you. Brother, you should see him pulling that net up, and I'm like the little brother standing there holding the bucket. I'm thinking, you need to give me a try. I don't know if this net of me going up in the water, but I might need to get a try with this thing. You see him swinging that thing across his shoulder like this. I'm like, yeah, just like them fishermen back home. And then he threw it. I'm like, whoa, okay. And then he will it in. I'm like, you need help? No, I got it. I'm like, 4 or 5 fishes in there. I'm like, okay. All right now. So that was fun. Yeah. We'll do it some more again, do it again. Yes. Hallelujah. We went on about, I think 7. We came back about 11. At night we went to about 3, 4 different ponds. And we cast in net. And we cast on this side. We didn't catch a fish. Let's go cast on the other side. We're going to catch something. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm talking about something now. And so when you cast over here, and you ain't getting nothing cast over there. By the highways and the byways, we're going to cast over a net and bring them in. Hallelujah. So thank you again, Pastor Griffin, for coming out. And, you know, the faithful few that are here, you know, my right-hand man, Minister Richard Slew. And now I'm having my left-hand man over here too. All right. Having a right and a left, right? Brother Kevin is coming up in the ranks. They just one right, one left, you know. Don't mess around. Those are soldiers. Brother Kevin is a soldier who was in the military too. And they all know to shoot. Pastor Griffin was in the military too. They all know to shoot. So I'm surrounded by military people, you know. And Sister Sonia was in the military for 20 years. I'm telling you, you know. So I know, you know. And they packing. They're all packing. I don't know what they're all packing, but they're packing something. Power pack. You know? So somebody want to mess around, we got the power. We got Beretta, all my friends, Beretta, Glock, and Smith and Wesson. Those are all friends that keep close to me. And Chetty. all of them are friends. I keep those friends on the side. Those are friends that stick it closer than a brother. They sure would stick to you. But all hallelujah, all jokes aside, I'm truly grateful for your support, and my beautiful wife, Maisha, who is, I'm telling you, very, very dynamite woman, packing a whole lot of power. So I just give the Master thanks and praise for her, and just helping me to stand strong, because Proverbs 31 said, that virtuous woman, she go out and she do all of this to make the man look good in the gate. Right, Cohen? That's right. So when we look good, and we ain't looking good because of us, we think we're looking good because of them, Mm-hmm. Without she is, what I'm saying, the flower, the radiant. Without that, we ain't looking like nothing. I put her in the picture so somebody could notice me. They don't even looking at me. They don't even know from there. Without her in the picture, they don't see me. I'm just a spot taking up a space. But it's all right. All praise to the Master. At this time, we're going to give the Master thanks and praise, and we're going to introduce our speaker for the night, Cohen Ferguson. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Baruch Hashem, Master Yahushua. All praises be to Yah.
Hallelujah.
Shalom.
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 My brother's much taller than I am. So I just put the mic like this.
Wait, I got you. I got you. Tell me when to stop.
You know my height.
I was just messing around. That's good.
Once again, Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, Shabbat.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say and to recognize the leader of this house, my brother Reggie, and I can call him that, and my sister Tina, both brothers and sisters, and my brother Kenneth Griffin, Rabbi.
Yes.
Shalom to your wife. I know that she wanted to be here, and I'm glad. There are some new faces here that I see, and I'm very pleased to be here.
Praise Yah.
I want you to know that it's not in our numbers,
No.
but rather in our dedication to the Master.
Hallelujah.
It is very important for us to be here. And let me not forget my brother's too. Sorry about that, Brother Rich.
Nah, I'm humble, Cohen, don't worry.
I know, but I still want to say Brother Stu anyway.
Yes.
Big up.
You know, coming here this evening and anticipating being here, after hearing the theme of this conference, you don't know, well, I'm pretty sure you do, the importance of the theme, getting our power up, how timely it is. It was also exciting to hear Rabbi Griffin last night, because he laid foundation.
Hallelujah. Praise Yah.
He laid foundation. And as I said to my brother, this should have been recorded. I see Minister Stu there now, but that's the foundation. Building on that. Before I go any further concerning that, I want to thank Yahweh for Sister Hepzibah, who has accompanied me and has been with me for the last 25 years.
Hallelujah.
We've had the wonderful opportunity of raising 4 children. And I say raising, but it was more grooming. And we went to Canada to our only daughter's graduation, and also for another speaking engagement. And we're here today because of our family here. And we are indeed family.
Praise Yah.
We are the house of Israel.
Hallelujah.
There are remnants and portions of us scattered around the world. And the reason why we're scattered is because we're powerless. this is the appointed time for the return of the power. Please bow your heads. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch Hashem Yahweh melech Israel. Who is like you, Yahweh El Shaddai? To whom can you be compared when there is none? I pray today that you will descend upon this place, but not upon this building, but upon the hearts of flesh. Fill us with your power, with your strength. Lead us back to where we need to be. Solidify us in love so that the power might return. Bless us this night and use this empty vessel that humbly stands here as an empty ditch that you can flow through, so that those who are here and are hearing your word might receive from you. Please do not let me get in your way of what you want to do in restoring your people. Bless us this night. Speak to our hearts. B'Shem Yahushua. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Now, I want you to take the scriptures. We're going to use a lot of scripture. Last night, Rabbi Griffin spoke of the power of love. And love is the basis and the foundation of everything. Scripture says, Yahweh is love. Yahweh is the base and the foundation of all things. Everything springs and sprung from Him. Everything is sustained and maintained by Him. So without Him, there is no power.
Right.
You must connect the two.
Yes.
Or the one. Because in the absence of Yahweh, there is nothing.
Right.
There is no power. But with Yahweh, there is all power. In the heavens above, in the earth beneath, in the seas, there is power.
Right.
Everybody has an interpretation of what power is.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Some people think money is power. Some people think political position is power. Some people believe that title is power. But that's an illusion. It's an illusion. To have power is to have Yahweh inside of you. To have power is to allow Yahweh to come out of you.
Wow.
Praise Him.
Yes.
If He doesn't come out of you, there is no power. If He is not in you, He cannot come out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
As Rabbi Griffin said, power is love. Yahweh is love. Yahweh wanted to secure power in a people. So He brought a people near to Him so that He could instill that power in
Yes,
them.
He did.
That's right.
He did.
The man He chose to start the unraveling of His power in the earth, to restore, was Abba. That power was locked into something that has been thrown aside, misunderstood, and misinterpreted. It was locked in a covenant, an agreement, a contract.
Yes.
One that if we do our part, He does His part
Praise
to
Him.
cause power to come out of us. You see what I mean? We don't have power. Bereshit, Genesis chapter 17. Yahweh says to Abram in verse 2, and I give my covenant between me and you, and shall greatly increase you. Now Abram fell on his face, and Elohim spoke with him, saying, As for me, look, my covenant is with you, and you shall become a father of many nations. He said, No longer is your name called Abram, but you shall be called Abraham, because I shall make you a father of many nations. What exactly was that covenant? A covenant is not a testament. A covenant must involve two people, or two parties. A testament, you only need one person. Therefore, if there is indeed a covenant, both parties must agree to it.
That's right.
It's a bilateral agreement. Abram turned this covenant over to, it was passed on to Yitzchak. From Yitzchak, he went to Yaakov. Yaakov, his 12 sons. Every aspect of the covenant, there was an expansion. You see, in Bereshit chapter 17, there's only one thing. It says that Yahweh made a covenant with Abram. And then, through Yitzchak and Yaakov, he said something very similar, but at Sinai, he gave the details of the covenant.
All right.
The terms and the conditions of the agreement. In Shema, Exodus chapter 19, verses 3 through 8, these are the terms and the conditions of the covenant. When we understand this, we will understand how far removed we are from the power that we desire. Shema chapter 19, beginning in verse 3, and it says, And Moshe went up to Elohim, and Yahweh called to him from the mountain, saying, This is what you are to say to the house of Yaakov, and declare to the children of Israel. You have seen what I did to the Mitzrites, and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. And now, if you diligently obey my voice, and shall guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all the peoples, for all the earth is mine. And I want us to say verse 5 together. I want us to read it together.
Praise Him.
And now, if you diligently obey, do what? Obey my voice, and shall guard my covenant, then, stop right there.
Condition.
That's the condition. Then,
All right now.
you shall be. You shall be to me a treasured possession above all the peoples.
Yes.
What makes the distinction here?
Obedience.
Obedience. We can obey a lot of things.
Right.
Obeying his covenant.
Listen. Closely.
Obeying his covenant.
Careful.
You see, from the time I started this walk, Yahweh brought me into this. He didn't necessarily tell me to shepherd people. He told me to teach the people. That was his command to me, in the experience that I had. However, that began to expand into shepherding, being a prophet to them, being a healer.
Right.
The entire fivefold ministry, and that's why they can call me, and they do call me Cohen, so they into that position, because the Ruach HaKodesh caused it to happen. He says, in teaching them, I want them to be restored.
Right.
We're talking about getting our power back. I'm not moving away from that, but I want to show you how far we've been removed. The covenant is very important. Covenant that Yahweh made with Israel is still upon Israel.
That's right.
Yes.
Praise Him.
Not changed. Yes.
It has not changed.
Agree.
Rabbi Griffith, that is being pushed on everybody called relative morality. That means that my morality is relative to the time or the situation or the culture that I'm in. Okay? That is what is being pushed out not only in churches, but in Hebrew congregations. It is what this country's president is pushing out. And there are so many people who say that they are covenanted people that have adopted this. But you know that the covenant itself represents and is morality. And it is absolute. It does not change.
Praise yeah.
The same morality that is spoken of in the covenant some 3,500 years ago is still the same morality of the covenant
Yes, it
today.
is.
Yes.
It has not changed. When we move from here to chapter 24 of Shemot, it tells you exactly what the details of the covenant is. See, Moshe wrote the covenant, the words of the covenant in a book. That covenant, brothers and sisters, is the Torah. Our return to the Torah is the basis in our foundation. Do you know that Israel was not a nation until they embraced that covenant at Sinai? I watch the internet, listen to the internet, all of these black people getting up. But black power, black this, black that. Black Hebrews, they miss what Yahweh has actually established. Because, but it's not about your blackness.
Right. Right.
It's not about your blackness.
Right.
Because it ain't about color.
No, it's not.
Nope.
It isn't about the amount of Hebrew that you're able to speak.
That's right, absolutely.
Okay.
Come on.
I agree.
I dress like this because I feel at home in school, but it's not about my clothes.
That's right, absolutely, that's what you're.
Because a demon can dress like this.
That's right, that's right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right, brother. You know
Yes, sir.
I want you to know that there are, and there were, from the time our ancestors was in Egypt, Mitzrayim, they were surrounded by black people. Mitzrayites were black.
That's your word.
Yeah.
The Hamites, that's right.
Everyone in that area of Northeast Africa that they now call the Middle East were black.
All the Canaanites.
All the Canaanites.
All of them. Philistine, all of them black.
So if blackness made you
That's right.
Hebrew or Israelite, then all of them are.
That's right, I agree.
Right.
It's the,
Yeah. Right.
that's right. Break it down.
Break it down.
As long, good teacher, as we as a people
Right.
held to the covenant, we had power.
Right. Yes.
Do you know that I don't want to move, see, some folk don't like to write, and I don't write all the time. Sometimes just get up, do whatever says. A lot of times Yahweh says, this is direction. You follow. And I write, I follow the direction he's already given. So they can stay on course. But if he takes me off, he takes me off because that's what he wants to do and I want to obey him. But for too long, since the appointed time for the opening of the eyes of Israel, from the time it began in this 21st century, 1920 and 21st century, is when the eyes of Israelites began to be opened. And they were searching and didn't know what they were searching for. So
Yeah, they looked in Judaism
Yeah.
because it was the closest thing.
Yes.
Okay? Looked in Judaism. But there was not that at home feeling
Right.
because there is in us the same consciousness of Abraham who received the covenant.
Right.
And that consciousness allows you to recognize when you have found
Right.
the truth.
Yes.
Exactly. So you won't be comfortable in Judaism.
No, not at all.
Only
The truth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
when we were under the covenant, there was no nation on earth that stand against Israel.
Right. None.
Not one.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Yeah.
When we stood in the covenant, in the bilateral agreement, there was no famine,
Right.
there was no drought,
Right.
there was no want. We had our Elohim with us. And even from Sinai, moving forward, do you know that as Abram only received the establishment of the covenant, and as the generations came, that covenant expanded and became more powerful. Moshe in Shema chapter 24 used the blood of bulls
Right.
to ratify the covenant. He sprinkled the book of the terms and conditions, and he sprinkled the people and said, this is the blood of the covenant. Outward. And even though it was an outward ratification, it still granted power.
Yes, we did.
As long as we obeyed, even though it was an outward blood ratification, we still had power. Devarim 28. One through 10 tells us about the power that everybody's talking about, even the churches. Even the replacement theology of the churches talk about this power. Because they like to teach the prosperity message.
Right.
And they use this to teach the prosperity message.
Right.
It says, but they miss out everything else because they normally start from verse 2. And not from verse 1. And it shall be, again, remember he said it in Shema chapter 19.
Right.
He says, and it shall be if you diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim to God to do all his commands which I command you today, that Yahweh your Elohim shall set you high above all the nations of the earth.
Hallelujah.
And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you if you obey the voice of Yahweh.
Right.
What does it mean to obey the voice of Yahweh? Do the words of the covenant.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Abide by the terms and conditions of the agreement.
Yes. Yes.
When you read from 1 to 10, you say, to 13 actually, verse 13 says, and Yahweh shall make you the head
28.
and not the tail.
Hallelujah.
And you shall be only on top
Right.
and not beneath.
That's what he said.
If you obey the commands of Yahweh. Condition.
Yes.
If you obey the commands of Yahweh your Elohim, which I command you today to guard and do. Then verse 15. And it shall be if you do not obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim,
Right.
to God to do all his commands
Yes.
and his laws, which I command you today, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you.
Right.
That's right.
That's what he said.
Obedience brings blessings.
Yes.
Disobedience
Yes.
brings curses.
That's what it does.
Obedience brings power.
Yes.
Disobedience
All right.
brings
All right.
weakness.
Baby, all right
Exactly.
now. All right.
Exactly. Praise yeah.
That is the only way that Israel would be restored.
Right.
Very good.
That is the only way that the power of love would be restored. Because you know why? I said you lay the foundation yesterday because It's all about love. You cannot love unless you are obedient to the Torah.
Yeah.
Praise yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Love Yahweh.
Yes.
Beginning.
That's right.
Love Yahweh, your Elohim, with all your heart,
All you-
with all your being, and with all your strength.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yahushua said, that is the first and the
Greatest.
greatest.
That's right.
Of
Hallelujah.
all. Mm-hmm.
Hallelujah.
Second is like unto it. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Love yourself.
Vertical, horizontal. Love.
Yes.
How can you love your neighbor
Mm-hmm.
if you do not and cannot love yourself?
Come on. Come on.
How can you love yourself without Yahweh in your heart?
Come on.
People,
Yeah.
we're talking about restoration. We're talking about taking back our power. It's not in what Wakanda? It's not there. It's not there.
Right.
It's not in a place.
Right.
It's in your heart.
Exactly.
The covenant, my brother, yes. Because if you get this, you will fly. You will have the power of flight. We disobeyed the covenant. Our ancestors disobeyed the covenant.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Deborah in chapter 28, verse 68 says, and Yahweh shall bring you back to Mitzrayim in ships,
Ships.
by a way of which I said to you, you are never to see it again.
Again.
And there you shall be sold to your enemies as male and female slaves. But no one to buy. No one to buy what? No one to buy your freedom. No one to redeem you.
To redeem you.
Right.
From the curse. That's right.
It was not the Portuguese.
Right.
It was not
Right.
the Spanish.
Right.
It was not the British who enslaved us.
Yes, sir.
I'm not doing a Kanye West here.
Come on.
Our disobedience
Yes, it did.
Right.
caused our
That's
slavery.
right. Absolutely.
That's why it's not about the skin.
Right. Yep.
There are so many Hebrews who are waking up and are being misled.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
The
sir.
white man, the white man, the white man.
Right.
The white man's Edom.
Right.
Come on now.
Abram was a Hebrew.
Come on.
The first one mentioned as a Hebrew in Scripture.
That's right.
Okay? Do you think his children were Hebrews?
Yes, it was.
Tell me. Was his children Hebrews?
Yes, they were.
That's right.
Was Ishmael a Hebrew?
Yes, he
That's his
was.
first son.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was the 6 sons of Keturah Hebrews?
Yes, they were.
Like some Hebrews.
Think about that.
Yes, they were.
Right.
Esau was Jacob's son,
Yeah.
who was Abram's
Grandson.
grandson.
Right.
Was Esau a Hebrew?
Yes, he was.
Huh? Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
So make your distinction. You are a Hebrew, yes, but you are an Israelite.
Right.
All the Israelites was at Sinai taking on the covenant.
Right. Right.
And it wasn't because of their blackness.
Right.
It was because of the obedience of Abram. Didn't you? Yahweh used him last night to remind us that he said, I know Abram, that he will order his house after him to obey me. To obey the covenant that I've given to them.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
300.
We lack because we are disobedient.
Right. Lack of knowledge.
That's good.
And you know what? Our enemies knew our power.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I know.
So you know what they did?
Wipe out our history.
They made sure you did not speak your language.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They made sure you were never educated.
Right.
They made sure that what you got was not kosher. You got chitlins,
Right.
pig feet,
Right.
hog jaw.
Right.
everything to keep you cursed,
Come on.
to keep you weak.
Yes.
And we
sir.
kept on doing it. We kept on doing it. We kept on doing it.
We can shrink on the grass.
And the catfish.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we did it. In the South, hog jaw and chitlins.
Oh, my goodness.
No scales.
Hope shot.
Can't do without it.
Stripe with blood in it.
In the Bahamas, pig feet.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No one was spared.
Come on now.
No one was spared.
Everything.
But you know what, too? When Israelites came over to fulfill prophecy, because we fulfill prophecy by coming back to slavery, which is Egypt,
Right.
back to slavery
Right.
in ships. The only people.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to know that some Canaanites came too.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
I want
sir.
you to know some Philistines came too.
Come on now.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I want you to know that a lot of those black African tribes who were selling us into slavery were caught and sent into slavery with us.
Yes.
So don't think that every black person
Right.
is an Israelite.
That's true. That's
Stop fooling yourself.
That's true.
That's some hit guys.
It ain't about the color.
I like that.
It's about your heart,
Right.
your willingness
Yeah.
to submit
Wow.
and obey the covenant. The covenant makes you who you are.
Right.
The covenant is the source of your power.
Exactly. Hallelujah.
Niggas say the one that sit with me.
And you want to see something? You want to see something? That each one of us as individuals return to the covenant.
Yes.
You see, we want the nation to come together.
Right.
But the nation cannot come together until we as individuals come back to the covenant.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, Robert.
How long?
Yes.
Look at the bill.
How long
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
are we going to be on the hamster's treadmill going round and round doing the same thing and expecting something different?
Wow.
Do we really believe that by saying, oh, we are the head and not the tail,
Right.
that we're going to be the head?
Right. Come on now. Come on now.
Down.
Come on.
Come on.
Yes. Yes.
We know everything except what the Torah says.
Right, right, right.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I
sir.
have, look here, Yahweh must have known or wanted me to experience different personalities. Because I know you've experienced it, and as a leader, you have experienced it. People come in and people go. And sometimes you take it personally
Yes, you do.
until you mature
Yes.
and realize that it ain't about you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Exactly. You got it to him.
People not sitting in these chairs. It's not about you.
That's right. Come
Right,
on.
right, right, right.
Right. Exactly.
It's about people not knowing
Who they are.
where the power lies. We are powerless and will remain powerless until we grasp the fact that we have disobeyed the covenant. We have repeated the same foolishness that our ancestors did.
Yeah.
What took them out of the land is taking us, kept us
Right.
from our inheritance.
Right.
My work and mission to the house of Israel, Yahweh has commanded, you are to help Israel return to their inheritance.
Come on.
Their inheritance is the covenant.
Hallelujah.
All for one another.
Absolutely.
Tell me something. How do we get our power back? We return to the covenant.
That's good.
You see,
Very
in
good.
Deborah in chapter 30,
Very good. Very good.
and see, Moshe is telling this to Israel in the last year of his life. In the 40th year after leaving Mitzrayim.
Right.
He is prophesying about the 21st century.
Yes. Yes.
Do you realize that?
Come on.
That Deborah chapter 30 is prophesying about the 20th and the 21st century,
Come on now.
about our day.
Come on.
Since while we were driving, how this can go.
Yes.
They don't need to come here.
Right. You gotta do it.
What you need is to bring them to the knowledge right where they are. And you don't have to tell them come here. They're going to come automatically.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Therefore in chapter 30, 1 through 10 says, and it shall be when all these words come upon you, both the blessing and the curse which I have set before you,
Right.
and you shall bring them back to your heart. Listen to this. Where?
Right.
Among all the nations where Yahweh your Elohim drives you.
Right.
That was not for that generation because they had not even entered the land yet.
Right.
He's talking to a nation that is scattered in other
Right.
nations.
Right. Right. That's right. Yeah.
When he says basically, when you return to the covenant
Right.
and shall turn back to Yahweh your Elohim and obey his voice according to all that I command you today, with all your heart, with all your being, you and your children.
Right.
You see, we got to bring our children.
Right.
Yahweh had me in a place where in 1999, the first Nazarene congregation came to the Bahamas. And I was the person or the vessel that he chose to bring it. You know what it is to have grown up as a pastor's son in a traditional church. That church organization saw something in a little boy and gave him a full scholarship to go study the ministry. And he comes back talking about sound. No, see, I didn't know everything, but whatever he showed me, I was not afraid to step up.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Even if I stepped by myself.
That's right.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
I'll bring that, brother.
Right.
So I stepped up. And you know,
Go for it.
I went from place to place looking for where I belong, where I felt in the conscience.
That's something. Did the same thing. Similar.
Every place that I went, oh, we need you to lead out. Seventh-day Adventist Church, they asked me to write a historical play for them. And I wrote that play for them, and while the pastor was giving me all of the research material, they said, look here, the organization is not according to scripture. I've finished the play for you, but I'm not going to direct or participate in it. They made me an elder. I said, look here, if you call me to preach, I will not preach your doctrine. I will preach from the scripture.
Right.
Hallelujah.
What do you do?
They said, you cannot be an elder.
No.
So I wrote them a letter and told them, look, this is the reason, the doctrinal reasons why I'm leaving. Left. I didn't stay in that organization to make trouble with the God. I left.
Right.
I started teaching the truth to whoever would listen. I started in the house.
That's what you said.
I recognized that my children could not be taught in the schools. My own school also them. So that their minds would not be brainwashed, programmed,
Yes, sir.
that I have to come and unravel every single day. People thought it was crazy. People thought it was crazy to preach the type of message I was preaching. They thought it was crazy to homeschool my children. This is back in 1999. But it did not stop it. I was returning to the covenant.
Yes.
I was getting my power back.
Hallelujah.
All right.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And I didn't even know.
Right.
But I was obedient.
Hallelujah.
I heard the Ruach HaKodesh. I obeyed the
Right.
Ruach HaKodesh.
Right.
Until he made me like this. We must return to the covenant, but it's not as simple as that. we cannot return to the covenant. And that's why, yes, we should feel very good about our ancestry. But do you know that every single Israelite, genetic Israelite, has to come to Yahweh the same way the Goyim come? And I don't want you to think that the Goyim are excluded. But Yahweh so loved the world
Right,
that he gave his only God for us.
right, right.
So that whosoever,
Whosoever.
not only Israel,
Right. Other nations.
that's why there is no distinction. Yahudi, Greek,
Right.
That's right.
this one, that
That's
one.
right.
Because we come back to the covenant through Yahushua. Moshe used the blood of a bull to ratify the covenant.
Right.
But that bull was only to teach us that the time will come when the blood of Yeshua HaMoshiach will ratify the covenant. It spoke of a time that Israel will not just hear the words of Yahweh from Sinai and tremble. Yahweh said in Jeremiah chapter 31, 31 to 33, behold, the days are coming
Right.
when I shall write my Torah, my
Yeah.
covenant in your hearts,
Right.
in your inward parts.
Right. Right.
How? Through the blood of his son.
Right.
So unless we are saved,
Right. Right.
see, I'll tell you how we get our power back, because there are too many people believing that their black skin makes them special.
Right. 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 Come on now.
Salvation brings us into the covenant.
Yes.
And once in the covenant, we are in the house of Israel.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Once we're back home,
Yes. Yes.
the power comes.
Yes.
Now I know we're waiting to see what happened in 29 Common Era, in the upper room in Jerusalem. Those men who were in that room, women, they were fully returned to the covenant.
Right.
Yes, he did.
Right.
They were obedient
That's
to
right.
the covenant.
Yes.
So there was nothing stopping the Ruach HaKodesh
Right.
from descending upon them and giving them the power
Right.
to do supernatural things.
Right.
Everybody's looking for this great revival. But nobody know that we are the ones stopping it
Right. Right.
through our disobedience,
Wow.
our failure to return.
Wow.
Yes, the Ruach HaKodesh is still here today,
Yeah.
just like he was in 29 Common Era.
Yes.
The difference is our minds and hearts are different from those who are in the upper room.
Come on now. Come on now.
You want the power back? It's got to be repentance.
Yes.
It's got to be Teshuvah.
Yes. Return.
Come back. Yes, sir.
Confess the sins and get off the high horse, because every last one of us are sinners.
Come on now.
Yochanan says that he who says that he is without sin is a liar. Therefore, we need repentance.
Right.
You see, and a lot of people, I offend a lot of people. I offend a lot of people,
I understand.
but I don't care,
Right.
because I have to give an account,
Yes.
and it is not to a man or woman.
Right.
I want to know that I've done what I was told
Yes.
to do.
Absolutely.
I want to know that I said what I was commanded to say, because
Yes.
it's not my words. It's not about me.
Right.
And a lot of people can't take that. They believe that I'm trying to hit at them, bring them down. You know? But isn't that? If Israel is going to be restored, it's not going to be restored by smoothing it
Come
out.
on now. Come on now.
Right.
If Israel is going to be restored, it's not because I say, well, that's okay, brother. It's okay. No. Because I tell you what the Torah says, that we need to return. And fallen and probably will fall again and again and again.
Yes. I understand what you get.
I would get up.
Yes.
And I would get up. And I would get up.
Me too. Me too.
That's what the
Me
power
too.
is.
Father, forgive me.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
That's why repentance is here.
Mm-hmm.
So that we will always have a way back.
Yes. Return it.
Confess our sin.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You spoke of Kiefer last night. When they went back to fishing, when they went back, they backslid.
They did. They did.
Yeah.
And they needed to repent and come back
Right.
That's right.
Right.
to get the power.
Right.
That was not in the upper room. You see, Shaitan would never allow Israel to hear this.
Right.
He will not allow Israel to hear about love,
Right.
which comes by returning to the covenant.
Yes.
And that's why nobody's here. And do not be discouraged.
Oh, no. By no means.
Because Yahweh says, though Israel be as the sand of the seashore, only
Right.
a remnant
A remnant.
shall be saved.
Child. That's his word.
Do you know that in Acts when the power fell in the upper room and everybody around was laughing at the Talmudim, people got up and said, no, too early in the day for them to said, but this is what was spoken of by Yod. That the Ruach HaKodesh, that I will put my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters, they shall prophesy. All men shall dream dreams.
Right.
But you know, just a few verses above that, he said, I will send the former and the latter rains.
Yes. Yes.
You understand the former and the latter rains, the prophetic significance of that? The former rains signify the work of Moshiach in his first advent, and the outpouring of the Ruach HaKodesh in the first advent. There is a revival time that is upon us right now for our restoration.
Yes.
And that is the latter rain.
Yes.
We are the harvest of the latter rain.
Yes.
When we return to the Torah, when we return to the everlasting covenant, because we are people of the covenant,
Right.
the latter rain will come. You know what the rain is?
No.
The Ruach HaKodesh. Yes. He is the teacher of righteousness.
Yep.
He shall return when our hearts turn back.
Exactly.
to Him.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
There is no step that we should take as a people, as a nation, without making the first step of the Teshuvah,
Right. Yep.
repentance, and turning back to the everlasting covenant, because only then will Yahweh turn back to us and turn our captivity.
Right.
We could try everything to get out of the bondage of this Babylonian system, but until our hearts are turned back to that covenant, because he will not go back on his word. Neither will he allow those to be empowered who does not do it according to his word.
That's right.
We have to return. Brothers and sisters, I want you to know that this is the time for love.
Hallelujah.
And many people are going to feel the rain, be drenched in the rain, and at the same time, many people who are right next to you will not get wet.
That's right. That's right.
Come on now.
Come on, right?
Do not be one of those dry persons
Right.
during this time, because this is the appointed time
Right.
for the latter rain, for the revival, for the restoration of Israel, for the power to return to Israel. Are we going to open up, we who are here?
Yes.
You could say that you are the wise virgins who are preparing yourself and putting oil in your lamps.
Yes.
Yes.
We will be ready.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Lord.
I'm sorry for those the Ruach HaKodesh, you don't control him, he controls you, so you can't take him out of you or put him in somebody.
Right.
That's why those virgins could not give off their oil to those who were foolish.
That's it. That's it. That's good.
The oil is also symbolic of the Ruach HaKodesh.
That's what it is.
Yes.
We need to fill our vessels
Yes.
Keep it pure.
and keep them
Yes,
filled.
that's right. Hallelujah.
The word and the spirit work hand in hand.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
The word is the Torah. Terms and conditions of that everlasting covenant.
Yes.
When we obey, the Ruach HaKodesh fills us,
Hallelujah.
empowers us, and returns all of our inheritance to us.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Without us even trying.
Come on.
Right.
Come
Okay.
on.
Yes.
That's
Without
right.
us having to do anything. Because it is not by
Hallelujah.
our might,
Yes.
nor by our power, but by the Ruach HaKodesh, says
His
Yahweh.
spirit. Hallelujah.
Yes.
That's right, my brother. That's
By
right.
his
Do you want
spirit.
your power back?
Yes. Hallelujah.
I'm talking to you, Israel.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Gideon had some 3,000.
Right.
That was reduced
32,000.
2,700, 300 went forward. Israel never needed a whole lot
Right.
to conquer a lot.
Right. Exactly.
Needed those who equipped and ready.
That's it. That's it. That's good.
We who are here are here because we want to be equipped and ready. We want our power back.
Yes,
on.
sir.
We want our
Hallelujah.
power back.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You want to go and
Hallelujah.
get up.
Yes.
The dead.
Yes. Oh
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Oh
yes.
yes. Oh yes.
You want to say, get out! Hasatan!
Right. Yes.
Set this woman free.
Yes. Yes.
Set this man free.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's it.
That's the power you're looking
That's
for.
it. That's it. That's it.
Do you know that that's the only protection in the days ahead?
That's it.
We can have wealth.
Mm-hmm.
You know they can take it, right?
Oh yeah.
We can have a lot of things, but they're going to take it.
Right.
One thing they cannot take from you is the Ruach HaKodesh or the
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And the Ruach HaKodesh will tell you where to go.
Come on.
When it's
Hallelujah.
time to run.
Come on.
They'll tell you what to do
Come on.
Yes.
when there's sickness among us.
Right. Right.
They'll tell us what we need to do to overcome the 1,000,000-man army that will be chasing us.
Yes. Yes.
And only two scouts.
Come on.
2 scouts.
Come on.
Wipe them all.
Yes.
That's power.
Mm-hmm.
That's power. Don't you remember our ancestors?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shimon and Levi?
Mm-hmm.
They were in the Shechem.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Uh-huh.
That's
Wiped out the whole nation.
Yeah.
2 men.
That's the power of Israel.
Yes.
When Israel is in her covenant.
Right. Right.
All right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what's in each one of us right here.
Yes.
That's what our brothers and sisters do not realize as yet.
Right.
They're still caught up in the illusions.
Right.
Let's break them out of the illusion.
Yes.
But before we can break them out of the illusion, let's make sure that we,
Show up. That's it.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
each one of us,
Yes.
return individually.
Yes.
And because of unity,
Mm-hmm.
when everybody returns to Yahweh in their heart,
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh is one.
Yes. Yes.
He's like a magnet.
Yes.
The metal pieces all around,
Right.
they come together in unity when they come to Him.
Right. Right.
So we don't have to do anything. We need to get to Him.
Right.
That's it.
He brings us. He solidifies us.
Yes.
So that we are like those in the upper room. One mind,
Yeah.
one heart.
One spirit.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Brothers and sisters, let us stand.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise Him.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Father, hallelujah. Each one of us come to you right now as an individual. And I want each one of us to pray. Each one of us to pray.
Hallelujah.
Let us pray.